So I feel like it's maybe just simply put the best answer to the Nefiri setup here. That's why they opted for it. It's decent into Rakan as well, as he goes in, you stun him, you lock him down, it's difficult for him to get out.
Or the Rift Herald. You saw a lot of trading across the map, even if it wasn't over objectives. As we are going to have an engage here from BNK. That is a nice combo on a sponge. Remember, he doesn't have the flash, has to just go in. And there it is, first blood given over to Clear. That's going to be a nice start for him.
Yep. And now, as a result of this, not only the first kill going over to a Jace, but it is also going to be all of the grubs coming as Teddy came over and was like, can I impact this in any way? No. And then decided to go back to the top lane. Rich is getting a nice lead down here.
Yeah, he just ulted straight into Diablo. Diablo is going to hit level 6, so I don't think he dies, but he is going to use his barrier instead of his ult. Vikla didn't get a kill last time Vikla didn't have his flash, so maybe this time will be the charm. Overall, a good trade. As why does this keep happening? And he really is Diablo this time around. Rich is just going to kill him.
Yeah, that shouldn't be Diable, to be honest. Rich getting a solo kill on a Xayah in this game is not really what I had on my expectations. I don't have a bingo card for this, so I wasn't going to say that.
We should
but
make them,
yeah.
Honestly, for games like this.
I'll be honest, it would not be on the bingo card if I was making one. Very high for UCal, and his ult is coming back up, so I think if they want to fight for this, he should show up, and he will.
He's got an ability to get a nice angle on his wall once again. At least DRX are going to get one. So they got the one, but now they're trying to abandon ship once again, and now we got a 1v1 up on the top side, but Diable potentially here as he is going to flash, and now he's got his Rakan coming in, and the Ignite is going to come through as baited potentially. Teddy in a bit of trouble. The flash does come out, but he's got a Nefiri on his back, and that will be enough. Raptor does pick up the kill, and so BNK will be able to trade one back.
Yeah, and DRX only pick up one grub here. Diable. Definitely a error of judgment, I would say, for DRX. Could have held the objective. Diablo had both of his summoners. Have full prio on the bottom side of the map as BNK have indexed to the top side, but that Herald is not up for a while here, so UCal is just going to get the turret for free, and DRX will get this dragon. So not feeling like BNK are finding any angles.
Well, just going to try to get some vision in here. Perhaps.
Oh, Ocean.
Yeah, we did have an Ocean yesterday, but another Ocean Soul.
Yeah.
Even Azir as well.
Raptor.
Yeah. Just going to go untargetable. We got a deep flanking TP coming in. This is a Jace who is going to be coming in here. We do have the charm in mid. They don't even need him for that. Vikla in a bit of trouble, but BNK are winning this fight right now. Sponge going very deep for it as Vikla finally gets punished by Rich, who's the only guy who's doing something on this DRX team. Going to help pick up a second kill and kind of spare the blushes of that wonky fight.
Yeah, well, quite a ways away as well. And he is going to need to make his way up. Vikla is coming over too as Weaver's Wall and his Talia, so with passive, he's just kind of surfing her way in as we have an engage onto a Xin Zhao.
I mean, there's the wall. Ondil is just going to get stunned up as he goes in. At least he has the shield, but not for very long. Elects not to flash. Curious why. I feel like if he just flashed away to the right, I think he survives, especially with this whole team there, but instead he just goes down, and that means that BNK will pick up this Rift Herald. It's only going to be for one death.
Lost, so living there denies some gold, but wouldn't change too much.
Oh, going in as now Vikla kind of isolated here on the right side. BNK just going to leave him out to dry. They say, man, you're dead. There's nothing we can do. Raptor and Kellen abandon ship.
Enough time, though, for DRX to whittle away at this dragon. Clear does have TP, but he's going to opt to push instead for now.
Just a wall here to try to get mid lane turret. It might actually pay off. The dragon is forfeited by BNK.
TP from UCal to deny that top turret, but they will lose the mid one, as you say.
Ooh, and that top one is pretty worse for wear. Not looking good up there either, so...
From BNK, who've had a pretty solid game here, to be honest, Valdez. You know, Diablo had some individual mistakes in terms of dealing with the Scion that he's not probably too used to laning into all that much, but past. And team fighting is going to be tough against this comp, but they need to hold on to this lead as here comes Vikla.
Oh, they're going really deep for that one. He goes untargetable though, and it's UCal who gets caught out. The follow-up is excellent from Kellen, and they just burst him down.
Are just going to take a Baron off of this. Ondil and Sponge and Teddy are on an angle here, but getting in is going to be easier said than done.
I mean, they might be able to kill clear, but I don't know. B&K, I think they should have just taken the Baron. They elect to go for the fight. The Redemption comes in, but already taking a bunch of damage. But still, B&K winning this one so far. The flip back is good, but Rich picks up a third kill. Might have to pay for it, though, as down he will go. It's another kill onto Diablo, who did 4,000 damage in that fight.
Much damage Diablo did in that fight. You can see Rich, as tanky as he is, you know, is killable, especially with the fight starting off the way it did. Kind of sloppy there from B&K. They'll get away with it. And this is kind of what I was talking about, where I'm like, okay, we've seen them throw leads in the past, but look at Rich. His health bar is already at half. Sponge, once the Crescent Guard is gone, he is gone with it.
And live, we do have Ondel getting picked off as well. The Baron push is coming in. They're trying to extend vision in the jungle.
Fighting 5v5 is insanely strong, but B&K are just not going to let them have that 5v5. They just keep pushing, they keep extending vision, they keep finding angles. Now turning on to Rich.
Yeah, and DRX, they keep trying to take fights when they're down members, and it feels a bit desperate, you know, like they're trying to claw their way back in with a nice fight, but they're behind already in gold, but down a member as well. And they're going to try to bully their way through as a 5-man unit.
I mean, Kellen could just sacrifice himself here, essentially. I mean, he doesn't even have to if he doesn't get caught, and they're just saying, you can't come anywhere near this Otacon, it's mine. And now they have Reses with the Baron buff, and they can now try to threaten those inhibitors.
Yeah.
They could win a fight, they could get back in, but they're just not giving him that fight.
Yeah, they're definitely not. We see Raptor just able to pressure on the side as once again they just turn up UCal. UCal not able to play the game tonight. It's just not happening for him, and the dive follow-up is there. Teddy just got here, doesn't even elect to ult in. Now he has to, and he's just going to die instead. B&K way too far ahead as the Zion who got fed feels pretty good, but not good enough as they're just pretty much withdrawing underneath the turret because they can. Didn't have to do that, but for the vibes, I suppose, the mental edge is B&K might just end the game right here.
I mean, they have a wave coming through, and I mean, 20 seconds on UCal, I just don't think there's a defense here.
It's not looking too likely, but without the Baron, maybe Rich can clear this wave. He's absolutely trying his best, and B&K low on health. They're not going to take the chance here.
Like anyone who's at the front line, because it's just not a tanky comp, you know?
Well, they're going to go in onto Diablo and Kellen as Ontel just dies. And meanwhile, we have Clear coming on in and just ending the game as this is happening. And we got a little bit of a team fight. Hard to even call it a team fight at this point. As Clear is going to go into the 1v1. He's just going to go for Rich, actually. We got another GP coming in as the team fight is going the way of B&K. And they should be able to end this game from here. Unless the zombie Zion does something, but not looking very likely. The two of them alone will hit the Nexus, and B&K go up 1-0.
You know, outside of Diablo getting solo killed, I have very few notes here for B&K. That was just a clean game. I feel like it's really hard to use in team fights here because getting the backline is not going to be easy and not necessarily going to be safe either to do. Leona Ezreal is also a very strong lane. You know, it's very punishing if you get caught. Now, Raptor's down here.
Got a nice little dive set up here, although Kellen is going to get extremely low. First blood goes over, and Raptor as well is just dead. It's 2 kills given over to DRX in a failed dive. And so not a lot of damage goes in onto that Leona.
Yeah, and it's not really a big deal for B&K because Diablo's laning into an Ambessa down here and doesn't care, and don't really lose anything from this. It's not like Teddy's going to be like, aha, now plate gold. So that didn't really work out. Definitely a missed opportunity, it feels like, for sure. And over here, Rich is just getting what he can.
It was a nice dodge, yes, but also he wasn't moving all that much. Diablo gonna get hit by the ult here, and now he's in a lot of trouble as he does not seem to have his Arcane Shift. Actually winning the trade now. As I say that, Flash comes in, still had barrier. As I got baited, and so did Rich. Yeah, it's a nice little trade for Diablo. Down a level.
Yeah, down a level. Doesn't have his ultimate.
We'll see if it actually works out. We've already seen one dive kind of struggle. The Dominus is already here.
Does a lot of damage.
Zyra does, but already a miss on the root. A bit of damage coming out from the plants, and they've really chunked him down. Another dive happening in the bottom lane. I thought that dive would be a lot easier. The follow-up dive here is clean from the side of DRX, so in fact you can dive the Renekton if you're given enough time.
Yeah.
And they take him out, and guess who lives? It's Rich.
It doesn't even need to use his ult in this situation, so feeling pretty good. As Raptor is pretty low from that last skirmish, is going to start this dragon up, and Vikla will TP, so it should be able to get this, but yeah, I think B&K looking a little bit lost in that last fight. Sponge not hesitating at all to look for the engage with the setup he already had. And you're starting to see big advantages stack up across the lanes outside of topside.
What are we watching?
Supportal combat!
Kellen, where are you going? I mean, he's stopping his back, I guess. But if you give him enough time, I mean, we're even seeing a Magnet Storm here. Oh, Angel got him, I guess, and now baited, I suppose. Okay, that was really strange. Teddy is going to kill Kellen.
But Sponge is behind on farm, but making a much bigger impact in this game, although right now, maybe not.
Yeah, he doesn't have any flash or teammates or anything, and Clear's just going to pick up a nice kill. That's some value for your teleport.
Full level of Prio, sitting on a 200 gold lead.
Well, we got UCal in a lot of trouble here, and he's going to elect not to flash. Definitely the right choice, especially with also Kellen making his way up there. There's just no way you're getting out alive. So another pick to BNK.
Yeah, Prio that Teddy holds in the mid lane is really so valuable right now. You can see Vikla on the top lane has that big wave of minions going through, but I think DRX would be happy to drop them to get this Herald. See if that collapses. You can find a good target here on this Ahri.
Well, gonna miss the solar flare, but the charm's gonna land. Nice dodge on the root as well. Clear is in that back line amongst 5 of them, and the damage comes through. They just take him out. The MF ult is going to do a lot of damage there as well, but it's already 4v3 in favor of BNK, and Teddy's got to flash away. Raptor looking for some more as the resets coming through for the Viego and the Ahri.
Yeah, the solo laners here for DRX trying to keep B&K interested so they can't actually take the Herald. So while he won't be able to deal with the misfortune and the wave push, he is not going to die in this scenario and will be able to hold the turret. I want to watch that again because I'm not sure. Where was On?
Yeah.
Any value Magnet Storm?
Okay, well, Kellen just died.
Yeah.
In live. Not sure how that happened.
He has died a few times this game in unusual circumstances, but we might get a replay of it to figure out a little bit more, but it looks like he was just trying to clear vision towards this dragon, ended up getting caught. Pizza strength to DRX after that play. One other thing I wanted to point out in that fight too is even though B&K ended up having
Viego, Ahri, really obvious ones, but even the bottom lane as well. Gonna have an ult in here and gonna chase him down this very long lane. Clear has flash and Dominus, and he just doesn't want any of it. He doesn't have any vision. He doesn't want to take the risk.
Play Leona, sometimes you feel immortal. At Aftershock, you have Eclipse.
Yeah.
You're sitting on Merc Treads, you're like, you can't even hold me in place very long. As well, top laners just take turns killing turrets.
Oh, we got a TP coming in. They want to punish Rich here, but Rich is Ambessa with flash. Gonna get over this wall. Clear says, well, I guess we'll just trade flash for your teleport, Vikla.
Everyone but Vikla has it.
Uh-oh. Hide on bush. And guess who's up here as well? No objective just yet, but we got TPs coming in. But guess what? It's already 2v1. So your TP, Rich, it's not going to amount to all too much. He's just going to have to run away as now Raptor is Corky chasing after the flashless Ambessa. And the rest of the team is coming up here as well. They don't even need them as the Heartbreaker does come out. Raptor gets a big shutdown. This Viego is pretty gigantic right now. Flash Charm right on top of Sponge, but he will be punished for it. Vikla does get locked down by Andil, but now with the resets coming through with the Viego and the Renekton and the Ezreal, this is what this comp loves to do, is just chase you down, get more resets, and have a very scrappy fight. DRX not able to find the team fight they were looking for.
In the top lane is just not what they expected. You know, they expected it was going to be more dragon focused. UCal can TP in, so he's just going to hold it up there. Even to a lesser extent, Viego. As Vikla's on a flank here.
Oh man. This is what the Ezreal does from ahead, and now that flank you mentioned is gigantic. They try to go in on it onto Viego once again. It's just not lining up for Andil. He just keeps going in on Viego and getting punished. 4 kills happen in the blink of an eye. BNK, they can take Baron now.
Yeah, 100%, and UCal's down flash. You know, there's just no way he's going to get out of that. I think it was a really nice setup, that lead against Gen G. I think they will close it out. Like, they're playing so well.
Yeah, I mean, Raptor incredibly strong here. He's just baiting them into fights. Like, this area is controlled by BNK. DRX have no business being around there and trying to turn that one onto the Viego that's got 6 kills. And so they will be punished once again. The Rebel Baron power play is on.
1,000 lead, and now he's got a shield.
Yeah, the shield bow, right?
Yeah, shield bow, sorry. I think I said Bloodthirster. He's got the shield
They're
bow.
both red.
Yeah.
They kind of, you know, stick out. They got like the white in the middle. It makes sense. Yeah, Sponge might just be dead here. I'm not sure about the follow-up, though. The Flash Charm not going to land this time. And as well, you can tell he's playing out this Ezreal aggressively, baiting them into bad spots. Arcane shifting forward when he knows the timing is right. I feel like BNK don't necessarily have to do this, but the scrappier the better, I suppose, for their comp. And trying to catch out Rich. But DRX are going to reclaim this Tri-Brush. Andal, though, level 9. As here comes Kellen, he's going to engage straight onto Teddy, not going to follow up there. Vikla does get isolated. Kellen is going down. This is a very messy fight for the Cloud Soul. Still taken by BNK. In goes Vikla once again. Look at the damage for the True Shot Barrage. But no follow-up here for clear. As a massive Q comes in. He locks 2 of them down. And just baited by the Fed Renekton once again. Well, okay, well that was kind of sad, but it's okay. You already did your job, and Diablo will clean up from here.
He just saved the fight for them,
Yeah.
100% on his own. It was a lost fight if he doesn't make those plays, if he doesn't get those kills. Position to close this one out now.
He baited out the Andal ult, I guess. Because Andal, you know, we talked about the wobble combo potential of this comp. I have only seen single-man Magnet Storms the entire game. And
Against Teddy, it's making a very large impact.
hasn't been much of a contest between the two of them.
No.
Actually, Diablo's just been winning every game so far. Andal gonna go in. He is gonna catch a Ezreal, but that's not a real target. And Andal will be going down. Teddy also pretty low. In they both go though, stacking on top of each other into the Zyra. But I think the wallets are heavy enough that they can just press their buttons, go all in, and end the game. As Rich, just pulled out of his ult. Not going to land it, and that will be the end of this one. BNK, very clean performance, and DRX, they're going to have to figure out what happened today.
Yeah, this was not the same performance from them that I saw against T1, where they pushed T1, to a pretty uncomfortable position. They did end up losing both of those games, but looked really good. I think definitely some of the hype for DRX deflating after this one, but I gotta say, it was a clean series from BNK, start to finish. You know, we saw Viego last series as well. You know, you have a few different champions you can play Ahri with, but the Vi is the simplest one. Will be that Gragas support as expected. And Galio being the counter pick for the Rumble.
If KT want to take the fight. So I don't think he want to take the fight by any means.
Really cool play though from T1.
Threw up the Fnatic sign, did Smash. Little shout out to his old brother Reckless.
Yeah, he's done that a few times. I'd love to see some Reckless enjoyers.
Oh!
Close.
That was pretty close. Nice charm there from Faker. They're not going to go in on it. I think T1 have a pretty clear call here, which is we're going to get all the grubs. And Doran, you know, he might have to drop some CS, but he's still 10 CS ahead.
Yeah,
so
he a lot of lost farm here and lost experience as well.
Well, he's just flash on in and flash. There it is from Carry. Amazing engage, and they just did not respect that. They had a ward. They saw that Owner was still there, and that T1 were still looking, but no respect shown from Peter, not able to flash and react on time.
And the irony is that out there's no turret to protect you. Didn't stay under the turret to farm, and now Owner over here with ult.
There's no charm, but they might just have enough damage. Yes, they absolutely do. Owner didn't have to use his ult top, so he just comes to mid, takes down BDD.
100% sure, but we'll get a... No, he won't.
No, I don't think so. Oh, Smash is just ganking bot. Casting is 100% dead. Like 1,000% dead, maybe. Really, the question is who's going to get the kill, and it will be Smash eventually here as he gets it. Does drop 3 CS. I think he's fine with that. Meanwhile, KT are going to take the grubs in the top lane, but the gigantic gold lead, at least for this point in the game, 2,000 gold already.
And now he's pushed out and maybe dead.
Casting has flash. There's no ult here for Owner. But maybe he just runs under turret, but the burst is coming through, and that was incredibly close. Casting, credit to him. He doesn't flash. He keeps his cool. But it's still not a good situation.
And he can't clear the whole wave. Doran will get a plate at least.
up until this point. So Faker, he is doing something special. I'm just not sure it's the right thing, as the ult is going to go in on a Padak, and there's the follow-up. It's as easy as that. You press your R, and even Israel can't do anything, as Peter also is going to die. Smash now 3-0, Owner 2-0-2.
And that's the kind of counter to Ezreal moment. The turret going over here, they already have feats of warfare, so this will be feats of strength as it falls. T1 feel like they couldn't be more ahead. And the only thing they're missing is that one dragon. And
the 3 grubs, don't forget.
Oh, true. That's
KT got the consolation 3 grubs as their team was dying. Don't forget that one.
You're right. Sorry, my bad. Israel is that Vi doesn't care about your mobility. She just follows you. Faker may...
He's got Flash and one more Spirit Rush, and he also has Charm. He's going to try to hold on to the Flash. It's going to bite him in the butt as Peter does follow Flash, and he just dies. Meanwhile, T1 up in the top lane are just bullying casting once again. They're doing a great job of making the rookie's life really difficult, as this guy is not getting out alive once again. It'll be 0-2. Meanwhile, they're taking the mid turret. You know, I don't think that Faker really did that on purpose, but he's still able to have his team get a lot of wins elsewhere on the map.
It's just Faker is caught, sure, but Doran gets the whole turret, deletes some minions by delaying the take on the turret as he does so. And they have mid prio because it's Kai'Sa into Ezreal, so they really just have control everywhere. It's a 2,000 gold lead for Smash, and Keria is lurking, and he leaves.
Yeah, he's lurking. I think Cuz spotted him with the scanner, or just with his face. Trying to engage now onto Keria. He does have his flash. He's just going to body slam over the wall instead. Well, yeah, they were scared to chase the Gragas, but they're not scared to try to force this Rift Herald.
Faker having TP.
Yeah, I think this is a mistake. The Ezreal is just so incredibly dead. There's just no play in the game for Padak. He showed up to the LCK. He's like, I'm ready to play. And T1 said no. Because Peter's going to die too. BDD is teleporting away from the fight. So he's also losing his teleport to save his life. And yeah, I mean, they got the Rift Herald, I guess. Again, as seems to be the
that's the new trend.
The new trend of the LCK. But one of them probably will. And T1's in that class. KT right now are not. So it is quite one-sided as in goes Owner. He's got the Galio follow-up. It's not the cleanest together engage, but the taunt is going to land here onto Rumble. Casting just dies again, and the follow-up is there. They're not going to overcommit into the jungle, but they're certainly going to make their presence made after getting that kill. Nice little cast into the wall, going to force Peter into a rough spot. And now with the charm follow-up, nicely done by Faker. That means that is another kill on the board.
Anytime 2021 to 2024, T1 be doing Baron on spawn here. But now it's 2025, it doesn't spawn at 20 minutes anymore, so they won't be doing that. But, you know,
Padak run.
7,000 gold the advantage right now at 20 minutes. Faker has to flash.
Oh, well, it's actually KT who are getting the better of this trade. Nicely done. As Smash goes in, still going to get the kill on a Cuz. Cleanly done from the young 80 carry.
And, you know, we talked about it in Kespa Cup a lot of Smash's hyper-aggressive spotting, blood in the water. But that kind of play, we've seen him do so many times. He just is so good at finding these angles and just taking people's heads off. I mean, he's massively fed in this game, so it's not as impressive as some of the stuff we've seen from him, but I just got to shout it out because he finds EDD is dying a slow and painful death.
I mean, he might get Faker here. Nicely done. Gonna take him down. Faker wanted the kill. He gets punished for it. So he's not too happy about that.
But it's the Faker death into Otacon, you know?
I mean, technically KT are 4v3 here, but they're not on the objective. And certainly now T1 will take the fight 3v4 as they have the Otacon buff. The incredible amount of damage that Owner is doing in the backline. That's before Smash even shows up. Padak doing his best, but his best is certainly not enough. Not at this point in the game. Triple kill for Smash, who is now 9-0. And there's still more game to play.
There certainly is. Smash, he is a very good Kai'Sa player. And he is showing everyone why.
Oh boy.
And he gets the kill here. That's 10.
I think Keria wanted that kill. I think Smash stole that one away. 18 kill game the other day. Can we get Smash up to that number?
I think it's going to be hard pressed to get 15 at this point, though. The base is about to fall apart. Let's see if he could do it. I mean,
that's really the only thing I'm curious about.
What if he gets a penta and ties Zeka and then the game ends? That'd be cool.
That could happen.
It's unlikely, but I mean, I won't count him out.
It would require KT to fight them. I think that's the last thing they want to do, but they're going to be forced to as this kill does go to Smash. Okay, there you go. There's the one. We'll see how many more he can get as Peter goes into his ult. Keria is tanking off just barely with the Galio. Nice charm here from Faker.
Can we get two?
Comes in from Flash, or from Smash rather. Oh no, Owner stole one away. But it's all right. The Penta is denied and Smash will get up to 13. And Peter says, well, do I go in or do I just go to the base? He's going to try his best because he's Peter. It's another kill over to Smash. 14 in his first game back. That's 23-3. T1 will absolutely just destroy KT. It was not close, not for a millisecond.
I feel like the comp for KT Rolster is a strong meta comp, you know? And they even got the Leon into the Rakan. It's BDD's Talia. It's a tried and true. We got the Renekton counter pick for the Ambessa. Like, can you just let me like kill these minions before you do anything crazy? Carrier's laughing.
Yeah, the thing about the Rakan is that he has this ability, Gleaming Quill, where if you just hit it, you're just full health, it feels like, right? Great peel potential if Peter is the one that starts off the fight, which we do see there. As now making it rain on top of this bottom lane. Keria does take a bunch of damage, but Smash very healthy. And already it feels like Smash and Keria are getting ahead on this 2v2.
I mean, okay, hold up.
Oh, the flash on in, but Peter in a bit of trouble. He will go down. Pretty straightforward. There goes Podak as well. Those throw in the barrier, but it's not quite enough. And that is a couple of kills going the way of T1. I mean, you're happy.
It's also, as much as, you know, I feel like obviously KT Rolster as a team, outside of that Rogue 2023 year, which I still think about constantly, has not really been close to T1. There's still a rivalry to be had here, right? I think Keria is enjoying the absolute bopping he's getting over KT this time. Remember, there was that home ground match that did not go, and taking away all of these plates. Like, this is quite a bizarre move here. It's very expensive. Let's see if they can turn it into something more, because I think plates alone isn't going to be worth.
I mean, they really want to take down Doran before anything happens. Doran is going to have to flash if he wants to get away. He's still not going to get away, though. That's already a kill going the way of KT. And now T1 trying to force this fight. Maybe a little bit of happy gaming does come in after I mention it. KT, nice setup here. All 5 members in the top lane. And they do punish T1 for trying to make something of it, champion-wise. But you're still happy to give a lot of farm over to Smash. He's casting now in a bit of trouble here. He's going to get charmed and knocked up. Smash does not have his ult. He used it on the wave. Will they regret that decision? No is the answer. Very nicely juggled there. Everybody takes a bunch of damage, but it's still a kill. And it's handed over, importantly, to the one guy we want to give gold, who is Smash.
Yeah, he's the one who was able to pick up the last hit there on poor old casting. And down he goes. As over here, this top turret's a race for first brick. I think KT got it, and they will. So it's another feat of strength. Well, the first, of course, for them, as Beats of Warfare did go to T1. Still got a shield, and gonna assert your dominance in mid lane.
Okay, well,
here we go. This is an angle.
Yeah, they're trying to force here on an Owner who is just going to try to flash away, but it's very difficult to get away from this comp. The follow-up is huge, and KT prove it once again as BDD got over and picks up the kill.
Really tough to react to a play like that, and in Owner's defense, he has Spell Shield. So in his mind, he feels pretty safe in this scenario, but unfortunately, that's only going to shield 1 CC, 1 spell. And the follow-up was there from KT, multiple forms of CC to lock him down and take him out. So another great proactive play here from KT. Down on gold, but have found some big successes, some big wins here. Chilling in the bottom lane. And they weren't able to collapse on or take out that dragon, as you say. Be happy getting both of Smash's summoners on this immobile misfortune, but I think wanted a bigger prize, as this is going to be another Ocean Soul. But T1 with the 2 Drake lead feeling very happy. They have scuttle control. If you just walk in one by one, then the explanation I just gave will happen in real time.
Yeah.
And I think T1 just know this is not a winnable fight without Prio, without vision. They just let it go. I think a wise choice.
Yeah, no real reason to force it.
They want to heavily commit to something after this Herald Crash instead. T1 playing so respectfully, backing up though. Faker may get caught.
He's just stuck here in the bush. He's going to have to flash, and not even the disengage cone is going to help him as BDD sits him down.
What a shove. Absolutely insane predict from BDD.
Yeah.
Or just a complete coincidence, but I'm going to say insane predict.
It was planned. And now, TP coming in. T1 want to fight this. They want to fight on their terms. They're going to press their buttons in the aggressive direction, this time for the first time in this game. And now they do shut down BDD, who did have flash. That ult was not great from Smash. Is now going to get into that backline. The follow-up is there. Smash in a lot of trouble. And they are able to get the shutdown onto the AD carry of T1. That's a double kill as well. And KT beginning to gain some momentum in this game.
Doran here playing with fire as well if you wanted to do a deep flank. It's actually, in fact, going to be Faker who goes that route, though. Don't know about that.
Well, they're going to turn off the lights to get into that back line, and one stun on the Smash is enough. He's totally zoned by Renekton, and he has to flash away, but look at the damage right now from the Nocturne. At least they get the Ash, as now Smash tries to get in, but he just dies. As he was isolated the entire fight, they don't have an AD carry. Cuz is going to get blown up by Faker, and they still have this Mbessa as well. T1 trying to fight this one out. It's a very close one. Faker's still full health against 3 low health bars, but he doesn't have a front line anymore. Trying to pull a Chovy here. We'll see if he can do it.
The same thing.
But
we saw Chovy do it with no health, but
yeah,
Baker's
just run away.
Yeah, he's not going to have the same opportunity this time around. Extends, and that's what Victor wants to do, is be that AP carry.
Well, trying to punish Peter here. That's a lot into the Leona, but nobody is there just yet. You see the follow-up is coming through, though. BDD makes his way over. Cuz there as well. The charm comes in from Carrier, but no follow-up is there on a BDD. Finally, Faker will put an end to Cuz, who unfortunately got caught in the crossfire. And now T1, nice little pick. And oh, very nice max range from Doran. Gonna catch out the Talia and get the job done as T1 beginning to show what their pick comp can do as the stun comes in from Faker. Excellent position. And that is 3 kills as KT fall 1 by 1.
This is what T1 can do if you just get one angle, one moment. They can snowball that turn of events into a massive win. 3 dead on the floor here for KT. Casting absent from that fight is going to get a turret for his troubles, but T1 gets so much more. They're going to get a Baron off of this as well, easily.
Otacon? Nah.
That's a bridge too far, I suppose. Or they're almost taking out that inner. KT still can win this game, as Smash is the target.
He's got Cleanse, but he doesn't have a splash. They're really trying desperately to take him down, and now he gets the huge ultimate onto so many that were desperately trying to dive into him, and there is the value from the MF. And the follow-up is swift from T1. KT overextend, and it's just going to be a clean, straight-up ace 29 minutes into the game as they will look to potentially end.
The words that came out of my mouth right before that happened was KT can still win this game. They can no longer win this game now, this. Because I was going to say they still have that single target blow up. They can still find targets. They can still... Smash says strut. The walking strategy.
He just walked up. He just used the wall to zone KT away from it.
Yeah. That's it. That's GG.
Yep.
And what was a very close second game at KT, played well, just comes to a crashing end.
Yeah, the crash down from the realm we did not see. And yeah, the Nexus will fall here. T1 will just have their fun. Doran gets killed right at the end, but it doesn't matter. It's still a relatively clean 2-0.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.